Good morning, all of you. So, how are you all? I think you have completed all the question answers and numericals of the lesson 1, which we have completed in the last session. So, today we are starting chapter number 2, that is motion. What is motion? Motion is related to the movement or change of position. If an object is changing its position, moving from one place to another, that is it the object is in motion. Okay? See, picture is given that you can understand motion after looking at this picture. Okay? Now come to the theme. An object is said to be in motion if its position changes with time. If an object is moving with time, then that is said to be in motion. Walking, running, or cycling. Or when a bird is flying, there is motion involved. Various objects have different types of motion. Motion is not of one type only, that is of different types and classified into translatory motion, circular motion, and oscillatory motion. These three motion we will discuss in the chapter, then it will let you know that what are the different types of motion. Motion of an object can be classified as periodic or non-periodic. That motion can also be periodic and non-periodic. If an object travel equal distance in equal time, if an object travel equal distance in equal time, its motion is said to be uniform. Uniform means regular, equal distance in equal interval of time. That is uniform. If not, the motion is said to be non-uniform. A physical quantity used to distinguish between uniform and non-uniform motion is average speed. Average speed, we have learned the speed in last chapter only. Okay, so speed is needed to differentiate between uniform and non-uniform motion. Now come to the chapter. What you are going to learn in this chapter? Motion as a change in position of an object with respect to time. Types of motion: translatory, circulatory, oscillatory, repetitive, that is periodic or non-periodic, and random. Uniform and non-uniform motion. Concept of distance and speed, and weight. Concept difference between mass and weight. Okay, now come to the topic rest and motion. See, if we look around us, we observe that many objects do not appear to move, and thus we consider them to be at rest. If an object is not moving, that is said to be at rest. A body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to a fixed point in its surrounding. Suppose a object is at one place and according to its surrounding it is not changing its position. It means the body is at rest. Now look at some examples. A book lying on the table will not change its position if it is not disturbed and will be considered to be in a state of rest. If a book is on the table and until and unless you just displace it or you take the book and put it at other place, it will not change its place, so that book is said to be at rest. A bench fixed under a tree is at rest as there is no change in the position of the bench with respect to the tree and other stationary objects. Okay, clear this example that if a bench is there under a tree and if it is not moving anywhere, its position is fixed, so that bench is said to be at rest. Therefore, when the position of a body with respect to its surroundings does not change with time, the body is said to be at rest. Similarly, we find that many things around us move from one place to another. Many things around us are moving from one place to another, and a lot of examples are there. A flying bird, You can see a bird flying and moving from one place to other. A bus, a boy playing football, oscillating pendulum of a wall clock. You have seen some clocks pendulum is there and that is continuously oscillating. That is in motion. A moving train, a sailing ship, a walking man are examples of motion. A moving object keep on changing its position continuously with time to a fixed point in its surroundings. So, changing the position with the time to a fixed point in the surroundings, that is known as body in motion. When now come to the examples of motion. When a moving car changes its position with respect to a tree or a lamppost by the side of the road, the car is said to be in motion. When a car is moving, many things pass through it, that is the tree, lamppost, so the car is in motion. A bird flying is also said to be in motion as it changes its position with respect to the fixed objects such as tree. A flying bird, obviously, when a bird is flying, it is changing its position according to time. So, that bird is also in motion. Hence, when the position of a body with respect to its surrounding changes with the time, the body is said to be in motion. Some other examples of rest and motion. Suppose we are sitting on a platform. Okay, when we are sitting on a platform and looking at a tree nearby, we say that tree is at rest because the tree does not change its position with respect to us. Okay, do you know what is platform? When train comes and stop at one place where we boarded into the train, that is known as platform. And if we are sitting on the platform waiting for the train and if we look at the tree, so what happens? The tree is at rest because it is not moving. But when we see a tree, but when we see a train passing out of the station, we say that the train is in motion because it is continuously changing its position with respect to us. See, when we are looking at the tree, that is stationary, that is at rest. But if we are on the platform, train is in motion, then we say that train is changing its position with respect to time. So train is in motion. For a passenger sitting inside a moving bus, the driver of the bus is at rest because he does not appear to change its position with respect to the passenger. Suppose we are sitting in the bus. So for us, driver of the bus is at rest because driver is moving nowhere. Only bus is moving because the driver is does not changing its position. On the other hand, object outside the bus. If we look outside the bus, trees, buildings appear to be in motion. Since they appear to change positions relative to the passengers. It means if we are passenger, we are sitting in the moving train, moving bus. So what happens? The things outside the bus appear to be in motion for the passenger sitting in the bus. Okay. Now, every body in the universe is in motion. Every day we see bodies moving around us. Birds flying, cars and buses moving, people walking, insect rolling, animals running. Our earth also moves around the sun. We often say that a stone lying on the ground is at rest. Obviously, if a stone is there, it is not changing its position, it is at rest. But indeed, the stone is also moving along with the earth around the sun. A stone is moving as earth is moving around the sun. So, stone is also in motion. Okay. Now, rest and motion are relative. How rest and motion are related to each other. An object can be in motion relative to one set of objects while at rest relative to some other set of objects. Thus, rest and motion are relative terms. This can be understood by the following example. How the rest and motion are related to each other. Suppose you are sitting, see, suppose you are sitting in a room. You are at rest in relation to all other stationary objects inside the room. All other objects inside the room are stationary. So you are at rest. But the room or your home is on earth and the earth itself is not at rest. Earth revolves around the sun. It takes 1 year to complete one revolution around the sun. How much time earth take to revolve around the sun or complete one revolution? 1 year or 365 days. Thus, you are also revolving with the earth around the sun. Okay? Hence, in relation to the sun, you are in motion. Now, second example, in figure 2.1, see the figure. This is the bus, this is the person sitting here, and the bus is moving. Okay, so a bus is in motion with respect to a boy sitting on a bench outside the bus, but the trees around him appear to be at rest. The boy who was sitting on the bench, the bus is moving, so that is appear to be in motion, but the trees around him appear to be at rest. But to the boy sitting inside the bus, the trees, the boy outside the bus will appear to move in opposite direction, and the roof of the bus or driver of the bus will appear to be at rest because the boy is itself sitting inside the bus. Okay, see here. Okay, so for a passenger in a moving train, the other train moving in the same speed and in the same direction appear to be at rest. For one passenger who is sitting in the moving train, the other train moving with the same speed and in the same direction appear to be at rest. How? If the train is moving in this direction and with the same speed, other train is also moving in the same direction, the other train appears to be at rest, while the train moving in opposite direction appears to be in motion. Okay, thus we conclude that an object while in motion with respect to a set of objects can appear at the same time in a state of rest with respect to some other set of objects moving with the same speed and same direction. So in relation to one another, for one object in relation to other object, the one object can be moving or in a state of rest. It is the observer. It depends on the observer and the surroundings that decide whether a given object is at rest or in motion. So is it clear? It is the observer. If the observer is inside the moving body, the things are different. And if the observer is outside the moving body, the things are different. So it is the observer who decide or who tell that which body is in motion or which body is at rest. Okay, now activity 1 is there. This is your homework. Activity 1, list 10 objects each which you observe around yourself in the state of rest and state of motion. You have to fill here the things around yourself which you observe. The things which are at rest, you have to write down the name, and things which are in motion, you have to write down the name here. Okay, now the next topic we'll start in next session. Okay, thank you.